and welcome to Model Kit Stuff and a focus on tools video. And today we're going to be looking at these Humbrol stipple brushes. So the idea of these stippling brushes is that you have a brush here that's designed for doing harder work jobs than stuff that an ordinary brush would struggle to cope with and would get damaged with. So things like dry brushing, chipping effects on buildings and that type of thing. What it tells us on the packaging is that we get 4 flat brushes, that they're okay for acrylic paint, enamel paint and weathering powder. They're natural hair, and we've got sizes 3, 5, 7 and 10. They come in a packet that is resealable if you wish to keep them hung up in the packet. That is very doable. Let's have a look at them. Well, we're certainly not going to lose them easily because they're a nice bright yellow colour. Now, when it comes to Humbrol brushes, some of them I like, some of them I don't. Humbrol Palpo brushes, not really a fan of. Humbrol flat brushes, love them. Humbrol Avoco brushes, not really a fan of. Humbrol detail brushes, really? Not really a fan of. Humbrol colour roll brushes, absolutely love them. My second favourite brush on the market. Absolutely love them. Now, all of these Humbrol brushes have one thing in common. They are great quality. The bezels are really well made. They keep the shape better than many brushes. The manufacturing process is quality, and if you look after them, they last and last and last. The reason I don't like these ones so much is I don't like the bristles quite so much. So this is an enamel brush. I find it not easy to use, and they don't have fine tips, which I sometimes want. I have a similar problem with this one as well. It's short and stubby, so it's a bit limited for a lot of things. And these I end up using for weathering and stuff because I can't find a use for them in day-to-day painting, really. They're called detail brushes, and I love the handle shape. It's really comfortable, but that's the smallest one they do as a 00. I don't think that is a particularly small brush. So, yeah, not a massive fan of those. Love these. Absolutely love them. Their flat brush range is really, really good and really flexible. And these do enamels, do acrylics, do washes. I just love them. I love the bristles on them. They're well-made brushes. Love them to pieces. These I have never tried before. So what we can see is we've got bristles which are really quite thick compared to any other brush I've got, and that is deliberately the case. They're designed to be a much stronger, robust brush to allow you to do those jobs that would damage bristles in an ordinary brush. So dry brushing and stippling, this should survive it. As we've talked about, we've got 4 different widths. I'm managing to pull some hairs out of that one though, so that's not brilliant. Look at that. That is not what you want when you're modelling. So I've just said they're really good brushes, but that one I'm pulling apart in front of your eyes. And you saw I've just taken them out of the packet. They've actually been delivered today. That is not good, is it? That's the first time I've had a quality issue with a Humbrol brush. Anyway, there you go, live on camera. Let's see if the others do it. Nope, that one doesn't. Nope, that one doesn't. No, that one doesn't. There's clearly a fault with that one. They've not clamped it together particularly well. Anyway, what I'm going to do over the next few weeks while I'm building a diorama and I've got a couple of weathering type projects on, I'm going to give these brushes a go, and then I will come back and report back to you what I think of the brushes. Not much left of that one though.
Well, I've been using these for a few weeks now, and what I'm finding is that the brushes are actually quite good. Despite the initial issue we had when we unopened them with the smaller one, the 3mm one, losing some bristles, it's not lost anymore. I think it was an issue with the crimping, possibly. Certainly a manufacturing fault. I've not had that issue with the other brushes. It's not something that they do generally. It's all been good. Now, I've used 3 of these brushes. I've not used the larger one. I've used these 3. This one was used in quite a clean job, mainly with water, and I was able to rinse it clean quite quickly. What I've found with these have been used, both of these have been used for dry brushing and for weathering powders. And what I've found is that the bristles tend to stain a little bit, and these are clean. But the thing that impresses me the most is when I've dry brushed, they have retained their shape after cleaning. I'm not getting any bristles that are getting bent or anything like that. So the idea of these having thicker bristles and being a harder brush to make it better for weathering tasks, I actually agree with it. These brushes seem to be doing what they're supposed to do. So that's not always the case with Humbrol brushes, but this is definitely true. And I have to say, I actually quite like them. I've got a number of tasks coming up where I'm going to want to use these brushes on a diorama I'm building, so that they are going to get thoroughly tested repeatedly. But so far, I've got to say, I really like them. So Humbrol Stippling brushes, they're not an essential, but actually, if you want to protect your other brushes, it's always good to have dedicated brushes for certain things. So most people will have a dedicated brush for adding decal fluid, for example. And I tend to use dedicated brushes for pastels and for weathering. And for me, this is just an extension of that. This is dedicated brushes for weathering and particularly for dry brushing. And I think they're absolutely great. They've performed well with both enamel and acrylic paints. No issues at all. So, yeah, I think they're quite good. So, not an essential tool, but it's a good way of, and a cost-effective way, actually, of putting some brushes in there, which means that you don't have to use your best painting brushes for other tasks. There you go. I hope that is of use to you. Thanks for looking in. Take care, everyone, and I will see you very soon.